write that down.
Here you go, guys.
6 lines, yeah.
Here we go. Roll call, please.
Smith,
Here.
Clute,
Here.
Bragg,
Here.
Robish,
Present?
Mayor Harrington.
Here. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The City Commission will now adjourn to convene as a Board of Adjustment for the following public hearing. Variance requested by Dave and Lori Cochran, project address 1479 Washington Drive, to construct a tall fence, 6-foot tall fence, where code states that a 6-foot fence may be constructed within the rear yard adjacent to the side street, with such yards does not constitute a front yard of an abutting lot in area zone R1. Barry, would you explain that to me again?
Yes. So, in a nutshell, basically, Mr. Corcoran's house faces to the, I'm turned around in here, to the east. And he would like to build a 6-foot fence around the back of his lot on the west side, adjacent to the alley, and a 6-foot alley that would be on the inside of his sidewalk on the south side, which across the street basically starts a tree belt, and then to the west of there is the old practice fields and things, the old tennis courts and things at the school. So one of the things he'd like to do is he'd like to build a 6-foot fence that would mirror the current alignment, if you will, of the 4-foot fence that exists there today. And the purpose for the variance is to allow for the 6-foot in height versus the 4-foot, because we have to treat it as if it's 2 front yards. That's why it's a variable, or a variance that's allowable. So in looking at this, the hearing examiner considered that, and there's a lot of people walking and dog traffic and things along that route, and so that was one of the reasons for Mr. Corcoran's application. He will stay about 7 to 8 feet off the alley, which is greater than the 5 foot that's required, and then he'll also have the 12 by 12 triangle allowed in there to allow for the safety zone, the clearance zone for the fence line, so you'll have visibility there. So with that, I'd recommend approval. The building inspector did feel as though that this wasn't a necessary item, and so he actually recommended to the hearing examiner that the ordinance be followed. However, the hearing examiner, after considering the case in totality, felt as if that it was warranted and recommended approval.
All right, thanks, Bruce. If we have a motion approved, then we'll have a discussion. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve the variance request.
Move to approve by Commissioner Robish. Have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, now's the time for discussion. I see Dave's here. Dave, do you have any offer to this?
Well, I'd like to say thank you for allowing me to come.
State your name and address.
Dave
Please.
Corcoran, 1479 Washington Drive.
Okay, thank you.
I'll probably be back, where you see the existing fence, I'll probably be back a little further than the sidewalk to allow, so when I go by with my snow blower, I don't hook anything, so it'll be a little bit back that way. And I'll probably even cheat it in a little further than the 12 foot that you guys would like, just to make sure that I'm back far enough, and then where we put a shed in, the fence will butt up to the side of that. So I'll be way in further than what, it's a little over 8 feet. I want to make sure that I was at, Barry come over there, and I said, well, minimum 5, I says, nope, I'll go deeper than that. I want to make sure that I didn't obstruct anything for anybody, so. And that's what we're trying to do, make sure we're back far enough so everybody can see, and I don't want the garbage truck to take it out.
Or the snowplow.
They've been, when they come through there, we've never had a problem before. That's what before Northwestern moved their little meter back there. I'm even further back in than that, so we should be good, hopefully.
Any questions for Dave? Yes, Commissioners.
Dave, according to the inspector's comments in this memorandum the commission received, your neighbor's house to the west that fronts 15th Street, in the opinion of the inspector, may have limited visibility when he backs out of his driveway. Have you spoke to that person? I'm not sure who that is.
Bill and Claire Manis. I take care of them, my snowbirds. They're gone right now, they're down in Arizona. So I take care of their place. When they back out, I did that on purpose. You can see, I'm behind the sidewalk. The thing that would obstruct your vision, anything, would be the lift station first.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So you don't agree with the inspector's
no, I think
comments
there's
there?
plenty of room there to see, you know, when you back up, and then when you get lined up, you're still not even, your butt of your car is not even in the street yet. So you got plenty of vision for everything, I think.
And obviously, Bill has not objected to
No.
this request, correct? Have any objections been?
No, there were no objections on file.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other, Commissioner Robish, yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Dave, this is kind of a dumb question because you're covering all the other bases, but on that lift station, there's not a drainage in the side of your yard, is there?
As in like a manhole,
Yeah.
everything's in that corner.
It is, okay.
There's one on this to the east,
Yeah.
and there's one, I think there's two new ones to the west, the last time they dug it up. And then the manhole, the lift, actual lift in here, and the electrical stuff is over here.
Okay, got it. That's, okay,
Yep, so everything's contained right in that little boulevard area there, so
Okay.
nothing on me.
good, thanks.
Any other discussion? Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
No discussion, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Robish,
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, Board of Adjustment adjourns to reconvene as the City Commission. Number 4, public forum. Public comments may be sent during the live meeting to broadcast on the city's YouTube channel. The link is listed on the city's website at www.huron.com, city government. In order to use the YouTube chat feature, please create an account with YouTube and Gmail, or use your existing accounts. Please state your name and address for the record. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. Is anybody here that would like to speak at public forum tonight? We do have our HR director sitting on the phone in the back looking at the computer. If you have questions or like something answered, you can text in on the computer and he'll let us know, and we'll try to answer your question as soon as I can see it. He needs me to ask him, so should be good with that. All right, moving on. Agenda approval. Everybody's had a chance to look at the printer. We don't have any changes in the agenda tonight, so I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
I need a second.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Smith. All those in favor say aye. Oh, I'm sorry, roll call. Roll call, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Robish,
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion, unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. 6.1, minutes from November 4th, 2020. 6.2, fuel quotes for city departments. And 6.3, payment of the bills. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent.
Commissioner Smith, motion. Need a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Robish. Roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Robish,
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Okay, moving on. Ordinance and resolutions. 9.1, City Attorney Tucker Valesky.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. 9.1, Resolution number 2020-17. You can see attached to the agenda are rates and fees for city services, which will be effective January 1st, 2021.
Need a motion to approve this resolution?
Move to approve the resolution.
Commissioner Bragg moves to approve. Need a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Smith. Discussion. Any discussion on this item?
I have one question.
Commissioner Smith.
Thank you. Is this, we had a group of business people that addressed us concerning our off-site liquor license. Is this where this would be addressed? If we were to give consideration on that? I was trying to find it in here in the list of fees, but
Excuse me, Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
Those are set by ordinance, Brian. So that would
Okay.
take an ordinance change, first and
rather
second.
than this
reading.
resolution. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a good point. We probably shouldn't lose sight of that since we were going to at least consider it in the future, will we not? But that'd be for another day, I guess.
Yeah. That's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Smith?
Aye.
Clute?
Aye.
Bragg?
Aye.
Robish?
Aye.
Mayor Harrington?
Aye. 9.2, Tucker Valesky, City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. 9.2, this is the time to consider extending Resolution 2020-16 regarding face coverings to February 1st, 2021. If you look at the resolution when it was passed, there was a review that was to happen upon 30 days to assess the effectiveness, consider repeal, modification, or extension. This is the time to consider what to do with the resolution.
Need a motion to approve, then we'll have discussion.
Move to approve.
Move to approve, Commissioner Smith, a second.
Second.
A second, Commissioner Bragg. Discussion, I'll open up the discussion with this. When we did this mass resolution, it was on November 16th. On November 16th, we had 416 active cases. As of today, we have 109 active cases. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was all because of the mask, but I will say that it probably had, the mask had something to do with it. But there's a whole bunch of other deals, and whether it be our school kids or whether it be our employers stepping up, our businesses, it has a lot to do with the numbers going down the way they are. So I'm not going to sit here and marvel and try to blow smoke to anybody that it's all about the mask, because it wasn't about the mask, but the mask are part of it. We're doing this to February 1st only because that's what the county voted on last week. If I had my druthers, I would have pushed it out to 60 days, but we'll have to address this again next month. So at the end of next month, we'll have to address it again. So with that, any discussion other than that? Yes, Commissioner Robish.
Thank you, Mayor. And I guess I just want to be very clear on the resolution and ordinance differences, because I've had a chance to talk with two different community service groups, and there was not a very clear understanding of a resolution and an ordinance. This is a resolution which is stating that's what we're encouraging, that's what we're advising, that's what we're asking, please, okay? An ordinance is a mandatory.
An ordinance will have some penalties if you don't do it.
Correct.
Either a fine or whatever the ordinance reads, it could, basically just penalties. But a resolution doesn't necessarily have that. Some cities have done ordinances without penalties. I don't know why they did it that way.
Yeah.
They were caught in the crossfire, I guess so. But our resolution doesn't have any penalties to it. That's the main difference.
I just wanted everybody to understand that, because in both of those service organizations, that was not a clear understanding. So,
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
just on that point, if I may, I think you stated it well, that the difference between a resolution and ordinance is that an ordinance has enforcement provisions, penalties involved. This does not. But this is not a request. This is a requirement. We are by rule saying this is the city rule. Now, we're not saying you can be penalized for violating it, but I think the city should know if you don't wear masks in violation of this, you're violating the rule that this governing body has set for this city in order to protect its citizens. And I'm not making a request, I'm requiring it. But obviously, if they want to thumb their nose at the rules that we're imposing, I guess they could do that without fear of penalty. But I think that distinction has to be made, that we have taken a position as a public safety matter that this is a rule. And most people, when they say, well, what are the rules? They'll follow the rules regardless of whether there's a penalty. I mean, when I play golf, I play by the rules. If I broke the rules, nobody's going to put me in jail or fine me for it. But I want to abide by the rules, and I think most citizens want to abide by the rules. So I think it's not accurate to say it's our request, because that is not my intent in voting for this. So I mean, we have language here. Masks which cover a person's nose and mouth are required. So, yes, but it is without penalty. You are correct there.
okay. And that's a very good explanation of the, but that's not my intent. That was not my intent when I voted you.
Well, that's what the words say.
I know, I understand. But that was not my intent to say you must wear a mask. My intent was, please respect others and wear a mask. So, anyway,
So you're going to vote against it then?
I didn't say that.
I think also, it comes into this too, is some implied peer pressure too. People see what's been my observation of watching people in our stores and stuff. I've seen people walk into the store without a mask on, notice that the clerks and people have masks on, turn around, go back to pick up and get their mask. I've seen them do that. I think by our employers having masks and our stores having masks on, I think that's telling a customer like myself that, hey, this is what we want in our store. So it's an implied way of doing it too. It's peer group pressure, the implied, but with nobody getting in your face and barking at you about it. But I think that's somehow it's working also. Yes, sir.
Just one more comment I'd make. Since we passed the resolution, I've been getting very favorable feedback from the community. Many people have thanked me for being part of the group that has enacted this resolution. So I think it was appreciated by a very large group of our citizens. I did get a negative email about our agenda item tonight just this morning from somebody. I can't remember the name of the gentleman. I wasn't familiar with him, but he thought it was a divisive thing. I don't think it was I don't think it's been divisive any more than it was when we first enacted it. In fact, I could argue that it's been less divisive since we took a stand and taken a position on it. But that was his point. And it was a very respectful email, by the way. But and maybe everybody else got that too. I don't know. But But that's about the only negative thing I've heard since our last meeting on this.
I think with contacts coming into the office or email or on phone is probably, I could say 50-50.
Really?
Yeah, but then again, everything, it seems like in our world today is 50-50, you know? I mean, people can't just get squared away, I don't think, with that, but overall, Doug, I agree. It has been, you know, people that are really positive about it will stop me on the street and talk to me about it. Or stop my wife and talk to her about it. Say, tell Gary, thanks for doing that. You know? And I always tell her to make sure she tells them that the public that's doing it, the employers and people like that are doing what's making it work. So, with that, any more discussion? Yes.
Just quickly to echo that, I think I have noticed, it seems like for a lot of businesses, I saw right after we passed it, they had that sign that I think Greater Huron made up,
Yeah.
laminated and posted the next day. And then so I have to think with that now, again, just like everything else we talked about, that's not 100%, but I have to think there were a lot of small businesses in our community that wanted to take a stand on this, but didn't feel comfortable doing it. And the fact that we had a citywide requirement made it easier for them to address that. But I did notice, you know, the very next day after we enacted our ordinance here, that we saw, our resolution, excuse me, that I saw a lot of businesses had that sign up the very next day, which led me to believe they were not going into it kicking and screaming, but rather very appreciative of having some support in that matter.
Okay. Any other comments? With that, need a roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. All right, moving on to departmental items. Thank you for that discussion, by the way. Departmental items 10.1, I'm going to speak on that. Consider maintenance and financial agreements with the South Dakota Department of Transportation on project APO 2020 ground communications outlet radio project in Huron Regional Airport, and authorize the mayor to sign. Motion to approve.
I move approval.
Commissioner Bragg approves, second.
Second?
Commissioner Smith, second. Any discussion on this topic? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye. 10.2, Nate, you going to talk on this?
Yeah, I can a little bit.
Okay.
So,
HR Director Nathan Hofer, to the stand.
so this is, we've had our meetings about this already for the FOP negotiations. We followed all the correct paths, meeting with everybody present that was necessary. You guys should have a copy of the red line version and finished copy in your packet. Changed a few things on their scheduling, and some comp time things for their on-call shifts, but it was pretty smooth with the negotiating parties we had, and this is basically just for you guys to approve the changes that we made and signed today. So I think that's all I have, unless you guys have any questions.
Motion to approve.
I would move to approve the FOP contract.
Commissioner Robish approves. Need a second?
Second?
Second. Commissioner Smith. Open for discussion. Any discussion? Nathan. Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye. Thank you. 10.3, this is going to consider requests of surplus police handguns and appoint an appraisal committee. Police Chief Kevin Van Deeken.
Thank you, Mayor. You all know last week that we had 3 officers service with their resignation papers to leave. One of which was Captain Dan Kite, has 16 plus years with the department. He's retired to the state of South Dakota. As in the past, he's requested to buy his duty weapon.
And we've always appointed an appraisal committee and sold it to them at the appraised value. There's also 2 other officers that are leaving, and they've requested to buy their duty weapons. But since they're not they're not retiring by the state of South Dakota standards, they're moving to another agency. They've requested to purchase their handguns. And I've explained to them that if we surplus the handguns, that they will pay the full price for us to buy a new handgun, which is $418.59. What I'm asking is to appoint an appraisal committee for Captain Kite's gun and authorizing us to sell the other 2 firearms at surplus price or the new price to the officers who are moving on, because they were the only ones that carried the firearms.
Need a motion to approve?
I would move to approve the handgun price.
Mr. Robish, need a second.
Second.
Mr. Bragg, open for discussion. Any discussion? Yes, Mr. Smith.
Thank you. So as part of that, you need to have a handgun.
Appraisal committee, correct.
committee.
And I would like to appoint Commissioner Robish, myself, and Detective Tim Opine.
Have we in the past had that come up before us with
The
people
appraisals?
leaving the department?
Not to leave someplace else where we're gonna sell them to them at the full price, but anybody that retires, we offer them the appraised lower price of the handgun.
yeah.
But the other ones we have not had since I've been here. But the way I look at it is if we're gonna get 2 brand new pistols and they wanna pay the full price for their duty issued firearm that they've been shooting, so we'll get 2 brand new pistols to replace theirs, and they'll just pay the price.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Rubish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. I know Kevin, Police Chief, has another statement he wants to make tonight also.
If you remember back August 6th, I wrote a letter to the commission asking for approval to apply to the Attorney General's office through the Drug Control Fund for a new police vehicle for our canine officer. About 11:30 this morning, I spoke with the Attorney General on the phone. They've agreed to fund our $40,000 request to replace the canine patrol vehicle and the kennel that's involved in it. I got to pay her the actual letter about 4:45 this afternoon, so we'll be getting $40,000 toward the purchase price, which should help our budget out because we budgeted it. We just wanted to use the entire amount.
Is that one of the cruisers we approved last week?
That's correct. That's one of those 2 that are there, and they'll pick up $40,000 of the cost, which won't cover the entire cost because of the canine kennel is just over $5,000. It's vehicle specific, so you have to buy it to fit the 2021s that we're getting. So we'll have to have that, and then it'll cost extra to have it installed. But the last canine car lasted us 7 years, including being wrecked twice and repaired. So hopefully we don't have that issue, and it'll last a lot longer than 7 years.
Hopefully the dog got glasses, so you can see a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Don't let the
So
dog-
that's a good price considering it's $40,000 that the city won't have to spend out of our budget.
That's great.
Don't let the dog drive.
Yeah, she'd probably do better.
Thanks, Kevin. 10.4, announcements, the city office will be closed at noon on Thursday, Christmas Eve, and all day Friday for Christmas Day.
Excuse me, Gary, we do need a roll call vote for
Kevin's,
request.
the handguns request, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Smith,
Aye.
Clute,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Rubish.
Aye.
Harrington.
Aye. 10.4 will not change, they'll still be closed at noon on Christmas Eve and all day Friday on Christmas. 10.5, 10.5, solid waste department holiday schedule. Commissioner Cleary.
Thank you, Mayor. The solid waste department will be closed on the following days because of the holidays. This Thursday, December 24th, it will be closed at noon. Then it will be closed on Friday, of course, Christmas Day, December 25. Saturday, December 26. Friday, New Year's Day, January 1st, and Saturday, January 2nd, it will also be closed. The garbage and recycling route changes for the next 2 weeks are as follows. on Friday, December 25th pickup will now be picked up on Wednesday, December 23rd. The Friday, January 1st pickup will now be picked up on Wednesday, December 30th. So please have your containers out Tuesday evening, as the trucks will not be rerouted. Also, just a reminder that Christmas wrapping paper, gift bags, and plastic bags are not recyclable, so please place those items in your brown container. If you have any questions, you can call 353-8542.
Thank you, Commissioner Clute. Nobody does that any better, I'll tell you what. So with that, that's our
I'm a
final,
professional, Gary.
final evening. That's closed. Thank you, people, for all being here. Have a Merry Christmas, by the way. I will be seeing a lot of you guys. Be safe.